he was getting complacent there. Needed some fresh input. That's why Jerry Story, the Belfast trainer, is in his corner. He's been training in Belfast, running at 5:30 in the morning, and he believes he's given his career a new direction. This, though, is an interesting test against this Argentinian, who has been the full 12 rounds in his last 5 fights. So there's no doubt at all about his staying power and stamina. Were those 2 defeats last year against Anthony Maynard and the journeyman Roger Sampson for Ayers, were they just blips, or were they signs that he really is losing it as a top-level fighter? We may find out more here. Ayers in the black trunks, the former British lightweight champion, the Argentinian colours of Sarmiento.
Sarmiento looks long and rangy and obviously knows his way around the ring. If he's gone 12 in his last 5 fights, so he looks knowledgeable.
Decent little right hand from him there, throwing punches from slightly awkward angles. Has the reputation of sometimes being a bit rough, and in his last fight he kept on spitting out the mouthpiece. He was caught by a good right hand there from Ayers, who has some power. I was interested to hear Ayers talking in an interview the other day, and he was talking about the emotional input he puts into boxing. It was clear to me that this isn't a fighter who's given up the ghost and thinks he's on the last leg. He still thinks he can come back and achieve big things in this business.
Yes, well, he was on the verge of big things, and it never really happened. And I think with a fighter, you're never really contented until you really know, what you should have achieved. And I think that's why he's still going through it. That's why he still believes he can do something.
Out of range with that jab. Nice and light on his feet, Sarmiento, and giving it a bit of lateral movement as well, and quite fast with the hands. Looks a bit open, mind you. Gloves down quite low.
Yes, he's a bit square on as well. He is just picking Ayers up with fast little shots, annoying sort of shots. But when he does that, he stands a little square on and is open for a right hand.
Can Ayers find that punch? Hitting the arms and gloves, but getting through with a few combinations to the head, Sarmiento. But does look very open on those ropes. Ayers does nail him with the right hand. It's good action in this opening round here.
Good action. Sarmiento maybe he's getting the better of it, landing more in that corner there.
Good opening round between Michael Ayers and Pablo Sarmiento, the Argentinian here. The Argentinian might have got the better of it, I think, as well, don't you?
Yes, I think he did. Just catching Ayers with a few punches there. Ayers trying to back him up, but was just caught with a decent right hand. And then a left hook off Sarmiento, and that caused Ayers to back off.
Here comes round 2. Black trunks of the former British lightweight champion, Michael Ayers. Ayers holding this IBO World Championship. It's not really a World Championship, if we're honest with you. It's another one of the many variations, part of the alphabet soup. It's a bit like saying Grimsby Town are playing in the Champions League, to be honest with you, but it's a decent fight.
Well, the speed of Sarmiento is just puzzling Ayers at the minute. He can't quite cope with that. It doesn't look a great deal in his punches, but they are getting through.
Sneak little punches with quite fast hands from Sarmiento, and I think that speed is just giving Ayers some problems at the moment. Very workmanlike, the Argentinian. Supported by the entire Argentine World Cup rugby squad, still in Cardiff and staying at our hotel, incidentally, too. Good body shot, too, from Sarmiento. Now, what can Ayers do about this?
Well, he's got to try and close the distance down a little bit quicker than he is. He's been caught on the way in, so he needs to just get closer to Sarmiento quicker and start throwing his own punches, just waiting a little too long.
Not much use of the jab either by Ayers at the moment. Just trying to get in range for hooks, and on the way there, occasionally getting picked off by clusters of punches from the man who's in his second spell as the South American champion. Almost certainly the lighter hitter, I would think, Sarmiento. But these are scoring shots, aren't they, Glenn?
That's right, and he keeps getting through with that right hand. And Ayers just a little open at this point.
He's having to take them all, not too much head movement from Ayers. And he's walking on to these punches and walking into trouble too. He's a bit unconventional, isn't he, this Sarmiento?
Yes, he is. He leans back very square on. You'd think that would suit Ayers to go straight through the middle with a long right hand, but as yet just can't find the range.
Sarmiento pretty durable too, judging by his record. He's only been stopped or knocked out a couple of times. He's getting the better of the early exchanges here. This could be a troublesome night for Ayers. Sarmiento again, I think. Oh, nearly didn't get here at all. He set off from Argentina with his passport out of date, but they sorted it all out. He didn't even know who he was fighting either when they asked him on the way into Britain, but he's here and he's making his presence felt.
He really has been a good start, just showing flipping Ayers with a little right hand there, and really has got the better of it so far with the quicker punches.
Third round, Michael Ayers with problems to solve in the black trunks. The Londoner currently fighting or using a training base of Belfast. Mind you, he's an old hand now. He should be able to work out a few things in there. Sarmiento does look pretty open. He's caught with a chopping little right hand by Ayers there. Looks like Ayers just needs a bit more guile, doesn't it, on the way in?
Yes, he's pushing out these punches. There doesn't seem to be a great deal of snap there.
The hand speed of the South American, again working for him. He's definitely the quicker of the two.
And there's himself getting caught in the same place, just standing still and square on, getting hit with these shots.
Another good right hand from Sarmiento. Very workmanlike. Been a professional for 7 years. In his last fight, he lost in a WBC international fight at light welterweight, but he made the weight easily here with 1.5 pounds to spare at a weight down from light welter.
Well, he's mixing it up a bit, Sarmiento, hitting Ayers to head and body. And these quick punches, Ayers not really knowing where they're coming from.
Blood from the mouth of Sarmiento. It's a decent right hand there from Ayers. He needs more of that. That was snappier from him. Just blocking a few more of these shots now from Sarmiento, and another good right hand from Ayers.
He still needs to do more, Ayers. He's getting out-punched.
This blood from the mouth of Sarmiento, there's a real problem. He's spitting it out, and that's going to be a cause of some discomfort as this goes on. Ayers has nailed him with 2 or 3 decent right hands in this third round.
Well, there seems to be a lot of blood in the mouth of Sarmiento, so he could have a fair bit of damage there.
Can he keep Ayers away from him? 12 rounds is a long time to do it. That was blocked, that right hand. Sarmiento cheers from the back of the hall. It seemed to be Ayers blocked it with his glove. That's a decent right uppercut, though, from Sarmiento as the round ended. And that was a much closer round. He's struggling with this cut to the mouth.
Yes, he is. Ayers getting through with a couple of decent right hands. That was one of them. And problems to the mouth. Maybe just, you know, bit a tongue or something like that, and that could cause some nasty damage if that's happened.
The doctor, Raymond Sell, has gone into the corner of Pablo Sarmiento to just have a look at that damage. He's okay for the moment. They're going to let him go on, but that does look as if it's quite a bad one. Fourth round. Ayers with the black trunks, fighting now out of Hanwell in London. Used to be Tooting. Just being made to look a shade ponderous, but there's a long way to go, and Ayers is the one who's going to be putting on the pressure. Whether Sarmiento can sustain his speedy start is a question hanging in the air here in Cardiff.
Ayers has still got to try and do a little more, close the gap down quicker.
And then let go of those punches a bit quicker once he's got there as well. And again, blood from the mouth. Have you ever had that problem in a fight, Glenn, and how uncomfortable is it?
Well, it is very uncomfortable. It's very painful as well. Any damage to the mouth, you're constantly moving your tongue or you're moving your gum shield, so you're constantly feeling it. That is very uncomfortable.
Ayers just getting a bit closer and a little less coming from Sarmiento. Body shot from Ayers, who's beginning to just step in. The cut apparently is on the upper lip. We've just heard from the doctor, who says it's not an imminent problem for him.
So one of the problems also is when you bleed, you start to swallow it, and that upsets your breathing, and it makes it very difficult.
Not so many flashy combinations coming back from Sarmiento, but Ayers not really doing that much as he gets in close. More sharpness and accuracy needed from the British man. Chopping right hand.
The work from Sarmiento is not as good now. He's looking a little ragged, but Ayers still needs to pick it up and look to land cleanly.
Ayers is stalking him, hunting him across the ring. Just hits the glove, the Argentinian. Not a lot landing very cleanly or sharply at all in this fourth round. It's been a bit of an unsatisfactory one.
American football for you on Sunday night. First up, the Dallas Cowboys against the Arizona Cardinals, followed by the Denver Broncos against the New York Jets. American football, 2 live matches for you Sunday night from 6, Sky Sports 3. Certainly no straightforward job here for Michael Ayers. Back to Glenn and Ian for round 5.
You did right about that, Paul. I've got it 2 rounds apiece now, though you could certainly argue over the last couple. I think definitely Sarmiento won the first 2. This is round 5. Black trunks, Ayers, the former British lightweight champion, looking to claw his way back to somewhere near the big time. Good left hook from him there, one of his best shots of the contest. Sarmiento, though, seems to just soak most things up.
Well, I've got a little different. I give Sarmiento the first 3, and then Ayers the last one. But Ayers definitely starting to get a little bit closer.
2 British judges and 1 American scoring this. No South Americans. We do have a South American fighter in there. None too accurate tonight, Ayers. Does get there with the right hand there, but he doesn't, at the moment, to me, look anything like the fighter he was when he was British lightweight champion.
No, he doesn't. The sharpness and the rhythm, fluidity are not there with Ayers' work. He's getting caught too much as well.
They look like arm punches, a lot of Sarmiento's punches, don't they?
Yes, they are, but they're still getting through. Maybe not with that much power, but they're still managing to hit the target with some force.
He got hit with the right hand there. Bad tactics to stand by the ropes with the gloves down, and paid for it. Beginning to turn up the heat a little bit, and is Sarmiento just tiring?
Well, this is better for Ayers, now starting to get through. That was a good right hand, and Sarmiento stuck on those ropes.
All those runs at 5:30 in the morning, giving Michael Ayers pretty good fitness and conditioning on his way into this, although he did need 4 attempts to get inside the 9 stone 9 pound limit. Mind you, he was only a couple of ounces over, so I'm not quite sure really what all that was about. He said it might have looked bad, but there was no real drama for me. I'm not particularly tight at the weight. Although he does look a little bit sunken cheeked, doesn't he? Which indicates sometimes that it has been a problem.
Yes, a little bit, but nothing too drastic. I mean, he still looks pretty good at the weight.
Michael Ayers, corner men. I wonder what they're saying in that corner. That was a good left hook he got home with, wasn't it?
Yes, he is starting to get closer, and that was a nice right hand as well from Ayers. Starting to put the pressure on Sarmiento, and Sarmiento not getting through with as many.
Sixth round then. Black trunks, remember, Michael Ayers, currently ranked about number 5 in Britain behind Billy Schwer, Colin Dunn, Bobby Vanzy, Stephen Smith. So how can the number 5 man in Britain be called a world champion by anybody? Ask the IBO about that. It's a left hook. Less coming back from Sarmiento, who needs to just step it up a little bit again. He's on the back foot all the time, and that can be very, very hard work. Just looking hungry and eager, Ayers, although not overly impressive, if we're honest with you.
No, he's not. But he needs to keep the pressure on and really try and wear Sarmiento down. Sarmiento's still fiddling about getting through with a...
Oh, good right hand. He's got him down this time. That was the power of Michael Ayers. He did that well. Picked the punch well. It was a right hand. It landed to the side of the jaw. Mandatory 8 count. And Sarmiento is in trouble. This pressure pays dividends in round 6 for Michael Ayers. He will believe now, Ayers, that he can get this job done quite soon. But look at Sarmiento snarl back with some defiance. And that shows some real spirit from him.
Well, Ayers just has to keep his cool and pick his punches.
And he's got him again with a body shot this time. Second knockdown of the round. He's got to get up, and quite soon. Oh, the referee seemed to slow the countdown to me. Definitely the Puerto Rican referee did him a favour then, because that must have been touch and go, whether he really made it. But Ayers could get him here. There's no 3 knockdown rule in operation. He's down for the 3rd time, but the referee waves it off anyway, and Michael Ayers stops his man in round 6 and stays on course in his comeback to try to restate his case as one of the leading lightweights in Britain. His timing wasn't good. He looked ragged a lot of the way, but you'd have to say that he got the job done very impressively in that 6th round with the 3 knockdowns.
Yes, it was just a gradual process for Ayers. He just wore Sarmiento down. You're right, and he didn't look the fighter that he was, but he'll be happy to have done the job in good fashion. And you know, he got the win, and he can just keep moving on, and maybe he'll get some confidence and see the things he was doing wrong, a little square on. But eventually, when he started to get the punches through to Sarmiento, the power told.
It's only the 3rd time that Sarmiento has been stopped in 40 fights. Ayers always could hit.
Yes, I think the power was the difference at the end. Nice little right hand over the top there from Ayers.
And Argentina are beaten in Wales for the 2nd time in 2 days.
There was the 2nd knockdown, a good body punch. And that was good variety from Ayers, not going for the head again, changing the target and bringing it through. Straight right hand to the body.
Well, Sarmiento did not know the name of his opponent when he came into Britain. He couldn't tell the immigration officials it. I think he might remember the name now. Michael Ayers.
And the 3rd knockdown and the finish, just a choppy little right hand on the ropes. It's good pressure. Sarmiento was trying to get out of the way, but just couldn't. His legs wouldn't move him out of the corner. And a couple of lefts and a little choppy right, and that was it.
So where does that take Michael Ayers, I wonder?
Well, he's just got to keep moving on, really. A victory is what he needs, and keep moving on towards a bigger fight.
My lord, ladies and gentlemen, 2 minutes and 20 seconds of the 6th round. Referee Roberto Ramirez has stopped the contest with Sarmiento in no position to continue. Your winner, and still the IBO lightweight champion of the world, Michael Shaka Ayers. And sports fans, let's show our appreciation for a very game boxer indeed, Pablo Sarmiento. To present the
we'll hope to speak to Ayers in just a moment or two after that success, which keeps his career on track tonight. And backstage, our top of the bill, Steve Robinson, making final preparations for his European featherweight title defence. That's coming shortly against the Frenchman Claude Chinon. Robinson hoping to get right back in the world title shake-up. Well done to Michael Ayers, though. What in the future for him, I wonder? I hope Ian will put that to him now.
Thanks a lot, Paul. Yes, congratulations, Michael. A couple of years ago, everybody was writing you off, but you're reeling off the wins again.
That's right. I've rediscovered. I mean, boxing's a very fickle game. To see a few bad performances, and obviously my age and whatever, that was writing me off. But I've had faith in myself. We've had some ups and downs, but more ups and downs, and I'm glad they're writing me off, because that was fire to that just fed me. That give me more hunger in my belly to prove, because I knew I wasn't washed up, I wasn't shot. I knew I had better wins inside of me than I had accomplished up to that time. Although it wasn't, I'd done well already, but I knew there was more in the tank. And the fact that I was written off, maybe that helped me a bit. Barry stuck behind me. He knows I'm a good fighter, and he's a shrewd man. He knows what he's talking about. And
Barry Hearn, this is your manager and promoter. You've got Jerry Story as well, training you in Belfast. A lot of people would look at that and say, that's an odd place to go to start training. Now, tell us what that did for you.
Well, it rediscovered my love for the game, really. 10 years boxing, it's easy to become complacent. Especially you have a lot of wins, it's easy to become complacent. I went away, I left my family, dear Leah and Beth, and I love them very much, my two daughters. and I don't see him for 6 weeks at a time now. So, you know, that gives you a bit of anger. And as I said, it's like, you know, when you're at home, it's like a job. Every day training, come home and see the family. When you're missing your family, it's like a mission you're on, and that is what I am. I am on a mission.
Let me ask you, just where does it go from here for you? Do you want to get in the ring with Billy Schwer and all the guys that people say are ahead of you now in the lightweight rankings, quickly?
Well, I don't mind who I get. I don't want to call names anymore. I just want, obviously, I want the big fights. I want to secure my future for my children. I want the big fights, but I believe I'm #1, and I don't mind whoever the boxing news, whoever the critics say I'm 5, 6. I know that this cuckoo land they're in. I know I'm #1, and if it gets proved, it gets proved. If not, Barry's got the connections. Barry, I don't mind fighting Americans. I don't mind all lovely fellas in Britain. Whoever I fight, I don't mind.
Okay, well done tonight. Thanks a lot, Michael. Cheers.